The woman behind the counter. Angelica Crow was 46 years old when the town finally stopped expecting anything good from her. She lived in a narrow apartment above a closed tailor shop, the kind of place where the windows rattled, even when the wind barely stirred. Her footsteps were heavy, her sighs louder than conversation, and her patience, if it had ever existed, had long since dried up. People didn't greet Angelica anymore. They braced for her. She shared that apartment with her son, Sam, 24, unemployed, and, by Angelica's repeated declaration, good for nothing. Sam was tall and quiet, with the posture of someone who had learned to shrink in his own home. He did dishes when asked, kept his thoughts to himself, and absorbed insults the way old carpets absorb dust, silently and permanently. Angelica's bitterness had roots, a childhood spent scraping by, a marriage that ended with more debts than memories, jobs that never turned into careers. In her mind, life had been a crooked game, and she had finally learned how to cheat back. She stole small things, nothing flashy, a jar of screws from a hardware store, a loaf of bread from a corner market, batteries slipped into her purse like punctuation marks at the end of a sentence. She never stole from chains. That wasn't satisfying enough. She stole from mom-and-pop shops, the kind run by people who smiled too easily and trusted too much. And she bragged about it. At home, she'd toss the stolen item onto the table and smirk. "See, Sam? That's how you get ahead." Sam never answered. He just looked at the floor. Everything changed the day Uncle Morris died. Angelica hadn't spoken to her uncle in years. He was too kind for her taste, always asking how she was, always offering help without asking for anything back. He ran Crow's General and Supply, a modest shop on Maple Street that sold tools, feed, cleaning supplies, and just enough groceries to keep people coming back. When the lawyer called, Angelica assumed it was a mistake. But it wasn't. Uncle Morris had left her everything. The shop, the inventory, the apartment upstairs, all of it. The town didn't celebrate. They whispered. Angelica moved in like a storm. She criticized the shelves, the books, the lighting. She raised prices by instinct rather than calculation. She watched customers with sharp eyes, suspicious of everyone. It was the first irony of her new life. Angelica Crow, lifelong thief, had become a shopkeeper terrified of theft. Sam came with her, of course. He stocked shelves quietly, learned the register, swept floors without being asked. Customers noticed him before they noticed her. Some smiled at him. Some even thanked him. Angelica noticed that too, and resented it. Then, one afternoon, the woman came in. She was ordinary. That was what made her dangerous. Mid-40s, maybe a little younger. Brown coat, sensible shoes. The kind of face you forgot the moment you turned away. She wandered slowly, picking up items, putting them down again. She lingered near the hardware aisle. Angelica watched her from behind the counter. Something tightened in her chest. Not suspicion, but recognition. The woman moved with a practiced ease, the way her hand hovered just long enough before slipping something small into her pocket, the way her eyes stayed relaxed, unfocused, as if she were thinking about dinner plans instead of theft. Angelica knew those moves. She had invented them. The woman left with a polite nod and a quiet smile. Angelica didn't stop her. That night, she couldn't sleep. The next week, the woman returned, and the week after that. Each time, Something went missing. Nothing major. Nails, soap, a wrench. Always small, always deliberate. Angelica said nothing. Sam noticed the inventory discrepancies and brought them up nervously. "Maybe we should check the cameras?" he suggested. Angelica snapped at him. "No." She didn't know why she said it. She only knew she wasn't ready. One rainy afternoon, Angelica followed the woman. She watched her steal again. This time, a box of light bulbs. When the woman turned to leave, Angelica stepped out from behind the counter. "Put it back." The woman froze. Slowly, she reached into her pocket and placed the box on the counter. Her shoulders slumped, not in fear, but in something closer to shame. "I can explain," the woman said quietly. Angelica studied her face, saw herself reflected there. Not as she was now, but as she had been, as she still was, underneath the scowl and suspicion. "I know," Angelica said. The woman looked up, startled. "You've been stealing for weeks," Angelica continued. "I knew the first time." The woman's mouth opened, then closed again. "Why didn't you stop me?" Angelica paused. "Because," she said slowly, "I wanted to know why." The woman laughed bitterly. "Same reason anyone does. Bills, pride, feeling like the world owes you." Angelica nodded. They stood there in silence, the hum of the old refrigerator filling the space between them. Then, Angelica did something no one expected, not even herself. She pulled out a chair and sat down. "Tell me your name." The woman hesitated. "Lena." They talked. Lena spoke about layoffs, about a sick parent, about the quiet humiliation of asking for help and being told there was none. She spoke about the thrill of getting away with it and the hollow feeling afterward. Angelica listened. Finally, she said the truth. "I used to steal," Angelica said. "Just like you. I bragged about it, thought it made me clever." Lena frowned. "So, what changed?" Angelica looked around the shop, the shelves, the counter, the legacy she hadn't earned, but had been trusted with anyway. "I became the person I used to steal from." Lena's eyes filled with tears. Angelica stood and pushed the box of light bulbs toward her. "Take them. Pay me when you can. Or don't. But don't steal again." Lena nodded, crying openly now. When she left, Angelica felt something crack open inside her. Not guilt, not pride. Understanding. That night, Angelica sat at the kitchen table long after Sam had gone to bed. She stared at her reflection in the darkened window. For the first time, she didn't like what she saw. The next morning, she made coffee for Sam. He noticed immediately. From that day forward, Angelica changed. Not loudly, not all at once. She lowered prices. She learned customers' names. She smiled, awkwardly at first, like someone testing a new language. People noticed. They started calling her Angie. Sam became essential. He fixed what Angelica couldn't. He carried what she no longer wanted to lift. He treated customers with patience and respect, and the town responded. One day, a customer asked Sam if he was the owner. Sam smiled and said, "No, but I help." Angelica overheard and felt something she hadn't felt in years. Pride. Crow's General and Supply became something different, a place where people lingered, a place where mistakes were forgiven, a place where even Angelica felt welcome. Sometimes, Angelica would stand behind the counter and watch customers walk through the door. And when she saw someone hovering too long, looking a little desperate, a little angry at the world, she didn't reach for suspicion. She reached for understanding, because she had already met her old self, and she had finally let her go.